Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to begin by making the following statement, acknowledging that we are in Treaty 1 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. My name is Carrie Linklater. I'm your chairperson today, and I'm joined on the panel by, to my left, Mr. Randy Leray, and my far left, Ms. Laurie Davidson. The city assessor today is Cara Caplevy, and she is joined by Victoria from the city department. Our admin secretary is Huda Aziz. We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that applicants or the assessor make at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparison of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the board. The board is appointed annually by City Council and is independent of it and the city administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or to the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with your order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket. The session will close after all the applicants have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. And as information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. And if I could just ask
me, I'm having a great deal of trouble hearing you.
Okay, I'll try and speak up. Thank you. And if I could ask everybody to make sure their phones are turned off.
Would you like to swear on the Bible or sure? Please stand. All right. Please state your full name.
Cara Caplevy.
And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And would you like to affirm? Please state your full name.
Victoria.
And do you affirm the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Would you like to swear on the Bible? Please state your full name.
Michael Stephen Gordon.
And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. And do you have evidence you would like to share with the panel today?
Please.
Perfect, thank you.
And whatever you're ready.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property is parcel ID 0802093240. It is condo number 447. It has a street address of 2402-1960 St. Mary's Road. It is in 529 River Park South is the neighborhood area. It is an apartment style with an effective year built of 2003 with one floor, a total living area of 1,842 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, central air conditioning, and a balcony sunroom. No other amenities. The 2020 assessment roll comes in at $482,000, which is $261.67 per square foot. Comparables 1 through 4 are also in the same building, the same neighborhood, the same complex. They are, the effective year built is 2003 to 2004. The smaller unit at comparable 4 is 1,407 square feet. The larger unit is the subject property at 1,842 square feet. The amenities are the same, other than there is a half bath with a shower on the smaller unit. Some have 2 balcony sunrooms, and 2 have the patio deck, comparables number 1 and number 3. The time-adjusted sale prices per the subject properties range from $268.90 to $349.67 on comparable 4. Comparable 4 previously sold in 2014 for $475,000. It then sold in January 2018 for $491,000. The subject property had a sale in 2015 for $500,000. The listing is attached. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have any questions of the assessor?
I do.
Okay.
Have you had a chance to inspect the premises?
The subject property? No, I have not.
Did not, okay. Are you aware of any physical issues within the subject property, subject unit, that may affect its value compared to the comparable properties that you referenced?
Nope.
Okay. How was the value of $482,000 determined?
Determined, it is taken by the market value of the comparable sales from a reference date of April 1st, 2016 to April 1st, 2018.
Right, and the reason why the assessed dollar per square foot, I would assume is because it's a larger unit, and larger units generally sell for less per square foot. Is that the difference?
That can be, yes.
Okay. Do you believe $482,000 is a fair value for the subject unit?
Yes, I do.
To the comparable sales that you were referencing, did you inspect any of those units?
No, I did not.
So you're not aware of any physical differences between the comparable properties in the subject unit?
No, just that they're smaller.
So they're small, okay. Do you, so you referenced that the subject unit had an enclosed balcony as well as 2 of the 4 comparable properties. Do you believe that the balcony portion of the unit should have the same assessed value as the living space? Does a balcony have the same value as an interior living space?
Okay, so in this regard, the balcony that you're, so a balcony is typically a open space that's where it's not enclosed. In this regard, to the subject property, the balcony is enclosed and actually is heated space, therefore living area. Therefore, we, in our practices, we have to include it as a living area.
Right, yes, it is heated, it is enclosed. I'm asking whether an enclosed heated balcony has the same value per square foot as the standard living area. Being that it's on a balcony, does it have the same value as the actual enclosed unit itself?
On price per square foot level, it is.
So you believe the balcony has the same value as the living area itself?
In this regard, it is a heated, enclosed living area. Therefore, it has the same, is calculated equally with the living area.
The same value?
Yes.
Okay, so the answer is yes. No, that's all my questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Stevenson, questions of the assessor?
Yes, I have a question. I note that the sale in 2015 was $500,000 and the 2020 assessment is $482, so it looks like the values are trending down. What is the average increase or decrease in condo values in this neighborhood for the 2020 reassessment?
We don't have an exact, I don't know. In particular for condos, it varies not only just by neighborhood, but also the type of condo, and inclusive to the condo complex itself. So I'm not too sure about how much is the average increase.
So you don't have the stats on condo trends?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No
Mr.
question,
Kingery?
no question.
So I'm just still wondering in regards to the sale in 2014 and 2015, to the best of your knowledge, were those arm's length?
To the best of my knowledge, yes, they were.
Both?
Sorry, it's 2004 and 2015, not 14.
Oh, it says 14 on your brief under comparison 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were saying the subject sale history.
Oh.
Oh, my apologies.
Do you know what month in 2015 that sold for 5?
Sorry, now we're back to the subject property?
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
for 500,000, we have the sell date is October 14th, 2014.
Okay.
Or sorry, October 14th, 2014. Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm assuming that the pictures on page 4 of your brief are of the subject property?
Yes, they are.
Okay. But you didn't, and you took this off MLS?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm assuming then you said excuse me, I'm sorry, if anybody wishes to have a conversation, if they could leave the room, it's very distracting, thank you. Did you, I think you stated you were not in the subject property,
No,
correct?
it was not.
If you would like to give us your presentation, Mr. Golden.
Sure. Hey, can I just ask a procedural question?
Sure.
The reference period of April 1st, 2016 to April 1st, 2018, if this is a sale that predates the reference period, can that be included in evidence? So is this the sale of the unit itself in 2014 and in 2015, is that a permitted piece of evidence in this?
Well, they have put it in the city, but
Right.
it's not something we're gonna be necessarily looking
Okay. I was just
giving any weight to, right?
Thank you. So this unit has gone under appeal before in the last cycle, and the board at that time concluded that the unit value was $450,000. And that decision was based upon, for that sale, the fact that the $500,000 included furniture. And on pages and television, the electronics and such, and that's included between pages 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the brief. Included beds, bedroom sets, an 85-inch television, a 90-inch televisions, lazy boy chairs. And at the time, the board had accepted that evidence, as you see on page 2, and had reduced the assessment from $507,000 down to $450,000. So if you look on page 3 of the brief, this is from the City of Winnipeg sales books. And I have included, just for the reference of the sales price per square foot of units from last cycle to this cycle. So the top heading is April 1st, 2016 sales book, and then the most recent April 1st, 2018 sales book. You'll see that there's actually a trend that the condominiums have decreased in value by 4.18% over those 2 time periods. So if you turn back to the first page of my brief, the confirmed value at the Board of Revision based on the furnishings that were included, and there's also some physical issues within the property. The subject property is 1 year older than the comparable property that the assessor had referenced. As well, I think that the one that's closest in size, the comparable number 3, does have a higher ceiling. It's 1 foot higher, and it's got a large patio on top of the square footage, which is not included in the square footage, which does add additional value to that unit. And the subject property, in terms of physical conditions, there's difference between the subject and the comparables. There are damages which I had shown to the previous assessor within the unit. There was a humidifier installed within the unit after the building had been built. And it wasn't designed as part of the HVAC system, and as a result, there was a high dew point or high condensation point that occurred, when the humidity from the dehumidifier met the dry air within the unit, because of the HRV in the buildings, the humidity level is between 3 and 6% in the wintertime, so a humidifier had been added. And that condensation has actually caused the ductwork throughout the unit to rust. And actually, on page 12 of the brief, you'll see that moisture has infiltrated the drywall along the vents, along the ducts, and caused the drywall to blister, as well as crack and bubble throughout the unit. So that would be an item that I don't have, apologies, I don't have a quote to repair that, but when that type of repair does have, obviously the entire wall would have to be repainted because it still has the original paint from when the unit was built. On page 13, you'll see a picture of the carpet. It is starting to fray in several locations throughout the unit. On page 14, it still has the original builder's laminate flooring, sheet laminate that was installed, and there are gouges. There's one photo on page 14 that shows one of the gouges within the unit. So if you look at, again, turning back to page 1, the original, or the previous assessment of the unit, $450,000, which the sale occurred during that reference period, and the board had decided to lower it to $450,000 based on the furnishings and the physical condition. If you time adjust the sales price from then to the reference period April 1st, 2018 at 4.18%, that would bring the subject unit value down to a fair market value of $431,190. I'm not asking for that value, even though the trend is to come down. What I'm suggesting is that the sales price per square foot should be $260 per square foot times the actual interior living space of 1,592 square feet, which comes to a value of $413,920. And I believe that a balcony should not have, even though it is enclosed, even though it is heated, that a balcony should not have the same value per square foot as an interior living space. So I've assigned a value of $150 per square foot for the balcony times 250 square feet comes to a value for the balcony of $37,500 with a total living space, interior and balcony, of $451,420. And that's the value that I'm asking for.
Thank you. Did you have any questions?
No questions at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Davidson?
I have a couple of questions. For the 2015 sale of 500, you say that included furniture and fixtures. What was the registered sale at land titles? Because that does not include furniture and fixtures.
Right.
You went through your lawyer.
Yes, and that was an error. They should have been broken out, but they were all lumped together as one sale price of $500,000 at land titles.
So did you go back to your lawyer on that?
We did, but they said if you want to go through the fees and costs and legal fees of altering the sworn value, you can do that. But we decided not to and just left the registered value as it was.
So your sworn value is 500 at land titles?
Correct.
Okay, so legally that's what's standing in.
Yes.
So how much are you saying was the value less the furniture and fixtures?
$50,000 was the value of the furniture and fixtures, as well as on top of that there were physical conditions that I had referenced, which would also affect value, but the actual furniture and fixtures was $50,000.
Okay, and then the physical conditions you raised, I mean, some of them sound like wear and tear, but the other ones you're raising are related to this humidifier.
Yes.
So you purchased this in 2015, correct?
Correct.
So those, you haven't rectified that in the last 4 years?
Correct.
Is it getting worse?
The dehumidifier has been shut off.
Okay,
and
so it's not in
disconnected.
play right now?
It's not in play right now, correct.
Okay, so it's just the
Repair.
damage caused from before. Okay, and one last question. You'd indicated you're asking for an assessed value of $450.
Correct.
So how did you come up with a balcony being valued at $150 per square feet? Like, what's the basis of your methodology of choosing that for the balcony? And I think, I can't recall exactly what you said for the actual unit square feet.
Yeah, it's on the first $260 for,
Oh, yeah,
for
okay,
the
sorry,
interior living
there it
space.
is.
I felt that a balcony it's a concrete balcony
Mhm.
with in-floor heat and that's the source of its heat.
Yes.
I felt that it because it's not connected to the unit as one kind of finished
Sure.
space, as you would, that it has a lower value, and I just took 1/3 of its value as a fair.
So it's just kind of, but there's no analytical basis to that, it's
No,
just
there's
a kind of a ballpark in your view, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and the 260, was that coming up with this, like, based on an average of the trend, or how did you come up with 260?
So I looked at the sales price per square foot of the largest unit that was included, which is $265, and this unit I felt was similar in finishes, but again, the purchase price included furniture. I just felt that I was most close to that unit in terms of price per square foot.
Okay, so then you really arrived at that analytically just using that one comp then,
Correct. Yes.
adjusted?
Just, yes.
Okay.
And then based on it's a larger square feet by about 75
Sure.
square.
Okay, thanks very much.
Have you done anything to improve your house? The condo, have you done anything since you bought the place?
No physical upgrades, no. Some additional furniture and things, but no physical upgrades, no. We recalked the shower, I guess would be the one thing that's been done, but nothing structural or.
Okay.
Mr. Golden, is this your primary residence?
No, it's not.
Are you representing,
I do own the.
okay, is
residence.
this
My-
a
my-
rental unit?
No, it's my parents' living
There you go, okay. Is there a letter on
there. I am the owner. I am the registered owner.
Oh, you are the
Yeah,
registered owner,
Yes.
okay. So you were stating that you feel the enclosed sunroom should not be at the same dollar value per square foot as the actual condo? Right. On the MLS listing though, they are saying that this is a 4-season sunroom.
Yes.
And are you stating then that it is not used 4 seasons?
It is used 4 seasons, but I believe that a room built outside of the living area, cantilevered over the building, should not be the same value as the interior building that's demised with 4 concrete walls around it.
Thank you, that is all my questions. And I'm just gonna ask, did you wish to redirect any questions? No? Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Next is 858 St. Mary's Road.
You have the option to swear in on the Bible or to affirm without it. Please state your full name.
Jennifer Carson.
And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. And would you like to swear in on the Bible or to affirm? Please state your full name. And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. You may be seated. Do you have evidence you would like to share with the panel today?
Yes, but it's on my phone, is that okay?
We do need physical copies for,
I was assuming we could put it up on a projector. This is my first time I did this. Can I email it to somebody and just show it to you for the purpose of this?
No, you can't look at a phone, it has to be entered into evidence.
and we do need physical file copies as well.
Can I bring it
You
back
could-
right after? Because I work at the city, I'm just across the street. So,
You know, you can give verbal evidence.
oh yeah, so we'll do that
Yeah,
today.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I can
Just
print
describe.
everything off.
I don't think the city clerks will accept it once the hearing is closed.
So why don't you go print it off then from here right now? Sure. Can I do that while she starts? Or what do you want to do?
Yeah, go do it. I know.
Well, you know what, I could call the next people if you wanna go and do that.
But, okay, why don't we give the evidence, because we're nothing like this guy that was just here. So, is that fair?
That's, yeah,
Okay.
verbal evidence is fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
why don't we do that, because you guys can follow up with more info. I'll let her start, because it's her condo that she just bought, first time
Okay,
home.
I'm sorry, we start with the city
Oh, I
council. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property is 0808-121-7615. It is a condo number 836. The physical address is Suite 4, 858 St. Mary's Road. It is in the neighborhood area, 512 Norbury. It is a one-floor apartment style with an effective year built of 2013. It is 957 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath with central air conditioning, a balcony sunroom. 2020 assessment roll value is $247,000, which is a total assessment per square foot of $258.10. The subject properties comparable 1 through 4. Comparable 1 was the only one we actually found in the building, as the building is a very small building, so we had to look at other comparables that were similar. So on the second page, the map is attached to show you where comparable 2, 3, and 4 is. Anyway, comparable 1 through 4 are very close with the effective year built of 2013 to 2015. They're very close in size, from 974 to 977 square feet. And they have all the same amenities, which include the bathroom, the central air, and the balcony sunroom. Comparables 1 is $258.96 per square foot, and the highest is $300.12 per square foot. Comparable 1 in the building previously sold in 2013 for $238,900, and as I said, the map is attached. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have any questions of the assessor? Ms. Davidson?
I have no questions at this time, thank you.
Mr. Reader?
Have you visited this property?
No, I have not.
Not yet? Okay. No further question.
Okay. Just looking at your comparables, so comp 1 is in the same complex.
That's correct.
2, 3, and 4 though are at Norman Park.
That's correct.
Would you say there is a difference in area between Norbury and Norman Park?
Personally, no. I have no idea. I would say no. They're both off St. Well, one's on St. Mary's, the other two are right off St. Mary's. So,
Right.
yeah.
Are you familiar with Norman Park?
No, I'm not.
Okay, thank you. If you'd like to give us your presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's assessed at $247,000, but when it was first built, it was listed at $232,900, and they bought the condo list at $229,900. I bought it at $215,000, and it was assessed by one of my mom's colleagues who worked for the city at $218,000. It wasn't a valid assessment; it was just an estimate based on it. What is he please? I'll take over from here. I'll explain it. Okay, so when she purchased this condo, I'm gonna go back to the assessor. I lived in St. Patel for over 20 years, and I lived off of Britannica, and the values that you're making a comparison to are past where I used to live. I know the area very, very well. Those are very unfair comparisons because the demographics are very different. The condo that she has purchased is in between Fermor and Bishop Grandin. She has a main level unit, and that unit also faces the back lane. So she's got no view. Okay. The area, I don't know these condos, but I've never looked at the units themselves and how they compare. But from between Fermor to Bishop versus from Ward area, it's day and night. So I would suggest maybe someone can do a different comparison on that. Currently, the market has completely gone downhill for condos, because I just sold one and I took a $20,000 cut. But in just going through the different condos that are on the market right now, Unit 5 at 858 St. Mary's, in 2016, it was purchased for $267,444, and now it's on the market, and the asking price today is $229,444. So it kind of compares to what hers is.
It's almost the same in terms of square footage and layout. And also, you mentioned about it being an enclosed balcony.
No, not yours.
Okay.
So
That was
that's
mine?
a-
Okay, that was a different one?
That was a different one.
So basically, we're here to request it be reassessed based on today's market value and take a comparison to other units within that building who've either purchased within this 2019 versus what they had purchased it for maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Because the market, as I'm sure you know, condos are just overflowing right now, and value's gone down. And this unit is only, 6 years old to have this type of a loss. And I'm not like the other guy, so I don't know what else to
No,
say.
that's fine. Would you like to address the assessment period?
Yes, I can. Okay, the market value that we are looking at is a period from April 1st, 2016 to April 1st, 2018. The sale now, the current advertisement of the sale that you're looking at is post-reference, and that will be looked at for the next reassessment of 2022, when we look at the values of April 1st, 2018 to April 1st, 2020. The value then will be reflected at
Yeah,
that
but-
assessment period. We can't take the current market value, we look at the market value reference period of April 1st, 2016 to April 1st, 2018.
Which is fair, and my market was valued $232,900 within that period as well. So that would definitely have to be taken into consideration, I would say.
Did you have any questions of the appellant on the presentation?
No.
No questions? Lauren?
I just because I'm having trouble with numbers here. You purchased your unit when?
I purchased it May 1st for $215,000.
So-
It had been on the
sorry,
market
May
at
May
that.
first this year.
Yes.
2019.
It had been on the market at that point for quite some time because it is.
It was listed too high.
It was
So
listed too high. Yeah.
Sorry, it was listed at what?
200 and
229.
they brought it down to 219 when I
But
or
it was listed at
229,
229,
yeah.
and you bought it for what?
215. They had brought it down a little bit after that because it was still in the market. I just forget the exact number. But
Okay, so I financed it, so I'll tell you the numbers. It was $229 when they put it on the market, and it was on the market for 6 months. Then they brought it down to $229.9 or $229 and change. And then we were going back with them for about 3 months, and then they finally sold it for $215 to my daughter.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Questions?
Oh, yeah. So you paid for 215, and how much you're asking for? What do you think is the assessed value of your property?
I would say around 218,000 to 220,000 based on the information provided to me from one of my mother's colleagues who works for the city.
Have you done any work since you moved in?
No.
Nothing? Improvements?
No.
Nothing at all? Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
Can you just describe what the interior of your condo is in terms of finishings in the kitchen or the bathrooms? Do you have, marble, granite?
So it's quartz, granite or quartz?
No, it's quartz in the bathroom.
And in the kitchen as well, laminate flooring, stainless steel appliances, and painted walls.
It's an open concept, completely open concept with the 2 bedrooms right at the back. And 1 bedroom is a fairly small bedroom, but the other bedroom makes up for the master bedroom. And it has an in-suite washer and dryer.
And you've done nothing since the purchase in May?
No.
Okay, leave it with us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
147 Provencher Boulevard.
to affirm? Please state your full name.
Yuda Matheson.
And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. And would you like to swear in on the Bible? Please state your full name.
Wendy Fernandez.
And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. And I can take out your evidence. Thank you very much.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property has a parcel ID of 0609321340. It is condo number 563. It has a street address of apartment 210, 147 Provenche Boulevard. It is in the neighborhood 501, which is North St. Boniface. It is an apartment style, one floor with an effective year built of 2007. A total square footage of 1,437 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, which includes a shower, central air conditioning, and a balcony sunroom. The 2020 assessment roll comes in at $380,000, a total assessment per square foot of $264.44. Just to let you know that the owner did attend our RAP program in this year and brought in pictures, and the original value was $394, and the assessment department did review it, and we reduced it down to $380. Comparables 1 through 4 are all have the effective age the same. They are all in the same building, the same neighborhood, all apartment style. They are similar size, but smaller range in 1,267 square feet to larger at 1,524 square feet. They all have the same number of bathrooms. They all have the same number of bedrooms, and they all have central air conditioning as well as the balcony sunroom. The sale prices range from $261 per square foot to $326.48 per square foot. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have any questions of the assessor?
No,
No? Ms. Davidson?
I have no questions at this time, thank you.
I have no question.
So this was reduced from $394 to $380,
That's correct.
right? And so what was that reduction based on?
Unit has basic finishes, so it was reduced. Put subjects on lower end of comparable properties.
Okay, so what were the finishings in comps 1 to 4 then? Sorry, I was gonna ask you, do you have the MLS listings for them? 1 through 4?
Yes.
Okay, can you share them with the panel? We'll have the secretary make copies at the end of the hearing. Sorry. Just want to look at one thing. So, did you have a chance to visit the subject property?
No, I did not.
No. Have you had a chance to visit this building at all?
No, I am familiar where the building is, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any regard given that it's on Provencher for heavy traffic?
That is taken into account when they review the assessment, yes.
Oh, okay, but it's not on our brief.
That
Usually is with residential, so that's why I'm curious.
It doesn't print on, it's not, part of the standard form for the condo, comparables.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just find that curious,
Yeah,
'cause I'm,
they're redoing it but currently this is what we have.
okay. Sorry, do you have the pictures, or did the city keep a copy during the RAP program of the pictures that the appellant provided, or no?
I'm not sure if we have the pictures or not.
Oh, okay, so you didn't see them? Okay, so you can't speak to the condition directly?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
It's just that the property was reviewed, so.
Right.
Right,
Okay.
and the value was reduced. And just, I don't think technically we're supposed to give the MLS listings, that's just for our reference. So if you ask us questions about them, we can answer that.
Oh, well, I've asked for them before, and if it's evidence that you're relying on, it's something that the panel should be seeing.
Okay.
Thank you. If you would like to give us your presentation,
Mine will be very brief.
that's fine. Go ahead.
I bought this condo from the previous owner in 2011. And I've been saying this every time I have to come to a hearing. Unfortunately, the real estate agent that I employed was not looking after my benefit. I overpaid for this condo. And when you make a mistake, you have to live with it. Anyhow, in 2018, it was, my condo was assessed for, what, 2018 assessment. It was reduced to 355,000 as condition and comparable. As you stated, that it was then reassessed for 394 or 92, and then reduced. But I still think that 380 is just a little bit too much.
Thank you.
And that's all.
Thank you. Questions?
Yes.
You do see.
One thing I forgot to mention, everybody keeps talking about the view. I'm on the second floor, facing the back alley. You can hear the garbage truck come every morning, people up and down, there's no view. The balcony is solid. There's no glass or anything, so there's no view there.
What do you, excuse me, when you say solid, do you mean there's a rail or is there just a wall?
Just the wall, just the wall.
So there's no balcony then?
Well, that's what they call it, that it's being stated that there's this balcony and sunroom, but it's just walled in. I'm short, I'm on close to 4 foot something. To see over, I have to put a stool to step up to see what's going on.
Yeah, so you have patio doors and then you can go out to the
One
patio
patio
with,
door,
yeah,
yes.
and you can put chairs or whatever on there and sit out there, right?
Yes, I
Yeah,
can.
okay.
Yeah, it's open. The only view I get is the fireworks from the ballpark. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Did you have further questions? Ms. Davidson?
What, the questions are for the applicant. What do you think your assessed value for 2020 should be?
Well, to be honest with you, I just think a little under 380. would suit me fine. I don't want to cheat anybody out of anything. I just want fair. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, thank you.
A question?
Okay. So you're requesting just under 380, but can you give us a number?
Free.
Wouldn't we
just
all
kidding.
like that?
I'm just
It was on camera, eh? You know.
I just thought that we'd lighten up the situation here a little bit. I didn't bring any booze, so you gotta laugh. I'd say about
Next time.
Yeah, I bring some Guyanese rum for Demerara rum. About 350 to 360, 370. Yeah.
Okay. So you attended the RAP program and you took pictures of your condo?
Unfortunately, I'm not very versed with these pictures, but the young man that was there showed me the pictures and he asked me. I have done nothing to that condo. I just moved in, cleaned it,
Okay.
painted it, and lived in it. I
Okay.
haven't upgraded. There's no marble, anything anywhere. I'm waiting for the Lotto Max.
Aren't we all?
Yes. Okay, so the finishings in your condominium then are basic?
Just basic, what the builder provided, and that's it.
Okay, so you would say then your cabinetry is, what they say in the trade, builder quality?
Yes, everything that's in there.
And your countertops are
The
laminate?
Yeah.
And your flooring is?
The same thing.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Leave it with us.
Thank you very much.
All right, we are going to go down to number 11.
Okay,
Did we already get that?
Yeah.
number 11.
We are going to move on to 405 680 Taché.
You have the option to swear in on the Bible or to affirm. Okay, please state your full name.
Dr. Romeo.
And do you affirm the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And do you have any evidence you would like me to pass along to the panel,
I
please?
only printed one copy. Was there multiple copies that I was supposed to print? Probably
It's
did.
supposed to be 5.
Is it nullified then?
Ms. Chairperson, would you
Yes.
like us to do photocopies or are you okay with the one?
It's quite simply, not much, it's a new print of Canada Roll Assessments of a comparable property. I noticed that they provided it here today, I had no clue what to do for us, that's
Oh,
great.
okay,
But
no
the only
problem.
thing added to this is the assessed value. I noticed that the assessed values were not on this.
Okay, you know what, we're gonna proceed for time's sake, and
Yeah.
if you can take a copy after.
Yeah, that's
You can leave the copy
For
with
sure.
us, and we'll, if you wanna just verbally speak to it,
Yeah.
and then she'll.
That's no problem at all. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Even a photo which you guys can have me compare versus the photo, so.
Yes, please, thank you, Victoria. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property has a parcel ID of 060934626065. It is a condo number of 920 with a street address of Suite 405, 680 Taché Avenue. It is in the neighborhood area of 501 North St. Boniface. It is a one-floor apartment style with an effective year built of 2015. It has 948 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, 1 shower, central air conditioning, and a balcony sunroom. The 2020 assessment roll is $340,000 with the total assessment per square foot of $358.65. The sale price in 2015 of $345,000 is attached. Comparables 1 through 4. This building is brand new or close to brand new, and there has not been a lot of sales in this building since 2015. There was just one comparable 4, which happened to be in 2017 February, which had a time-adjusted sale price of $426.91. Subject 1 through 4 is all in the same. It's in the same complex. It is of similar size, or a similar size. Comparable 4 is larger. As I said, that is the only one that did have a recent sale. They all have 2 bedrooms. They all have the same number of bathrooms, and they all have central air conditioning with the balcony sunroom. The sales prices per square foot range from $375.22 to $401.39, and then if we look at comparable 4, as I said, which is larger, but it is the only sale in 2017, we have $426.91. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have any questions of what the assessor has just said?
No.
No?
Thank you.
Ms. Davidson?
I have sort of a learning question. So these comparables are the sales were in 2015, which was the previous reference year, right? So when you time adjust them, do you take into account the trends that are happening, or is it just an inflationary methodology going up?
I'm not too sure with the time adjustments.
Because normally with inflation you see it going up, but we
Yeah.
seem to see condo trend going down.
Yes.
So if the methodology doesn't account for that, then the time adjustment could be overstated potentially.
Potentially. At this point, I'm not too
Okay.
sure.
Okay, thank you.
I think though she did say it's not necessarily, we've seen current prices, I guess, maybe going down, but in this reference period, again, it depends on the building and the area and all that.
So we don't know how this area though was trending, like in terms of the overall condo market in its reference periods.
Yeah, the only thing we can see is from comparable 4, where it did go
Right,
up.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Have you visited the subject property and the comparables?
No, I have not.
None. Okay.
Can you tell me exactly where this building is located on Tasha?
It's on, I believe it's on Tashan, at the corner of Tashan and Provencher, but further, you know where St. Boniface Library is? About 1 building over.
Okay.
You could verify.
That's correct.
I can,
Thank you.
okay. So it's on
It's on
the,
Dumoulin and Tash.
so it's on the north side?
Yeah, north St.
Yes.
Just 1 block.
So I'm just confused, sorry. Your comparables 1 to 3 is sort of asked by Ms. Davidson. They're sales in 2015, which are outside of the reference period?
We do develop, the model is using sales in the 2015 year to help develop to help generate the assessments.
Okay, but
And this building just
Sorry.
didn't have any sales in
Right, but so-
2016, 2017.
right, I understand that, but then why didn't you just go out, like outside of this building then, just for comparables? I've just never seen this, that's why I'm asking,
Okay.
sorry. Okay, so then comp 4, which is within the reference period, it's probably almost a third
It's a big,
bigger. Okay, so you can't, so you didn't inspect the property, so you can't speak to the finishings or anything?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Just a quick question for us to how things proceed. Will I be able to comment a little bit more on these?
Yes,
comparables?
it's actually your turn
Your
for
turn.
presentation, so
Okay. Thank you.
speak away.
And I'm new to this as well too, not as formal as the first guy. But I think I just wanted to comment on a few things. maybe on a bullet style basis, so I can kind of attack each one of these things. So thank you for bringing up the assessment times of 2015. I think that goes against their own policy, the assessor's policy, that they had held other property owners accountable earlier on today. I wanted to make mention that there has been, there's currently a condo for sale in the building that has been struggling to sell. It's actually located at the front of the building as well too. That comparable 4 is the one that it's within the same style, comparable 4. So basically I'm at the butt end of the building, at the back. Comparable 4 is at the front, has the front view, has the river view, has the downtown view, has everything in front of it. So it's not only a third bigger, it showcases the entire city downtown. And I basically look towards kind of the east, if you were to look towards, how do I say it, maybe this, towards Transcona, like that way, that direction. Not obviously if you were Transcona, but you get what I mean. Furthermore, that property in the front is currently listed, it's 302, it's currently listed for $550,000. They've been struggling to sell at open houses, and it's also 1,400 square feet. And I'm sure they're getting offers, or I'm sure that would they have gotten an offer in below 550, they may have considered selling it too. They have struggled to sell it, so there's that aspect as well. This is a condo unit or building that does not have many sales in it because it is mostly people who have retired and are downsizing and are planning to live in it for a long period of time for that reason, not because of its luxurious features in it per se. It's an older. The people in it are somewhat older. I just want to make mention as well too that the sale price per square foot, or at least the assessment per square foot. If you look at this, it's one of the highest in the city. $358.65. If you just want to make just a glancing comparison with the person, 2 people before me, on St. Mary's Ave, hers was the same size building, and hers, they were arguing about $225 versus $250. This is going for $340,000. I know it's a completely different location, different building, but I just want to make mention to that. Why I came here today primarily was because my building, my unit itself, and the comparable isn't here, interestingly enough. The penthouse unit above me, 10-foot floors, or 10-foot ceilings, I should say, same size. You look at the photo on your comparable sheets on the second page, or actually even on the back page there, has the beautiful finish on the top of the roof that cascades over the balcony. That's not included on my second highest unit. But that person's unit is assessed at the same value, and that just didn't make sense to me. A penthouse unit with being on the top floor at 10-foot ceilings, assuming the same size, same design, same everything else, is assessed at the same value. Yes, the individual's condo, and this is printed out, that I'll provide after. That's kind of what I was providing here. The unit's 305, which is the floor below me, again, same size, same design, everything else, is assessed at $13,000 below me. So why does that transition from 327, which is the one below me, to my unit at 340? Why does that transition happen between 3rd and 4th floors when I'm at the same value between 4th and penthouse 5th floors? That to me just didn't make sense. And that's the largest sticking point I had. I don't have the presentation to go over everything like the first presentation this morning or this afternoon, but I just wanted to kind of question the assessor's value in that regard. And furthermore, one more,
right.
One more comparable, which I should have printed out for you today, but 406, which is also in the back end of the building with me, across the hall, pointing towards, so I face north, I should say. I face north and east, because I'm on quarter units. But across the hall in 406 is south and east. And they have, you'll see a photo, I should say, it's just on your comparable, page 2. can see how the balconies extend. I know a balcony is not an interior space, but it's still considered, less per square foot, but their balconies are 20 by 20 square feet, and are covered throughout. Mine is 8 by 20 square feet. My unit is, again, compared at the same value, having a much smaller balcony as well. So
Sorry, which unit were you just talking about right now?
406.
406,
Yeah.
okay.
406 is valued at 340 as well. But it has a larger balcony as well. If you look at the two sides to this building, so you see the one side that's on page 1 on your assessment of your comparables here on the second page, and then the other side is actually a really small thumbnail on the back of your assessment package there. And I'm on the side that you see on the back there, the really small thumbnail there. So you can see the difference in size of balconies there that exist. And that's my case.
Thank you.
Okay.
Did
Just
you
to
want,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
sorry, you will.
Okay, yeah,
Carry
just
on.
to clarify, we do not compare assessments. That is
For
something
sure.
the city does not do.
Okay.
If we actually look at comparable one, which you mentioned, that actually is coming in at $375.22 per square feet. So it is a larger per square foot price than what yours is coming in at.
However,
Just to
it's
clarify that,
2015
but we don't talk about
divided by 12.
assessments, so we can't talk about assessments, okay?
Fair
I don't
enough.
even know what their assessment is, so we just look at the sales prices.
May I
Okay, just,
interject?
do you live in your unit or is it a rental?
It's my primary unit.
Okay, and what are the finishes in your unit?
So it was the base package at what I purchased it at. So it has a hardwood floor. It does have a quartz countertop, but it has carpet in the bedrooms. It has laminate flooring in the bathrooms. No upgrades were made. They chose the base package. And no improvements were made either since I purchased it.
Okay, no further questions, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Davidson?
What do you think the assessed value should be for 2020 for your unit?
I think it should be 327, just like the previous units, or the units below me as well are assessed. I just feel that that transition between third and fourth floor is unfair. It should occur between regular units and a penthouse unit, not my unit with the penthouse unit. Further want to state that the mention about the square footage price per square foot is the 2015 value, and I thought that didn't qualify, so I'm not sure why we're bringing that number up.
Okay, thank you.
You bought this in 2015
That's correct.
for 345.
Yeah.
So you think the value of the property there went down?
I think I overpaid. I did because I loved the location, and I was one of the few people that needed a condo in a pinch. I actually, so kind of some perspective if that helps. I moved to Winnipeg in 2014, and plan to. I'm a physician that moved to I didn't know the neighborhood around the HSE, and so I rented a condo there, and it was in such poor condition I couldn't even drop the keys when I walked in. And so I bought this unit on a whim because I had to find something in a dire situation with my SUV packed with all my belongings. So it was a situation that I overpaid, and I was okay with it in the time because I needed something so badly. And I recognized that the value would come down. I bought it. It's a nice location. I'm not gonna lie, it's a great location. But I didn't know Winnipeg very well, and it costed me at that point. We know that condo units are decreasing in value, and we know, as mentioned, that even though there are a few sales within this unit, there's one for sale that hasn't moved for 3 months, at the very least. I don't know if that's longer than that, 6 months possibly. And that has, and it's, and again, the only comparable on this unit, or on this list, that actually even qualifies as a comparable, as we had mentioned within the time range that you guys are referencing, 2016 to 2018, is 1/3 larger, is a front-facing, looking over the river view, and again, I'm looking towards residential trees and shrubs, so I just don't feel that that comparison is fair. But sorry, to answer your question, that's the reason.
If you're going to sell it and you're gonna move again, how much do you think you can get for your property?
Good question. I haven't even considered that, to be fair. I don't know. 950 square feet, if you look across the city to me, is getting somewhere between 250 to 325. Anything out there in the entire city, wherever it is, whatever have you. I don't think I get more than 325 for it.
Okay.
That's my honest.
Thank you.
What was your previous assessment?
I can't remember. I apologize. Maybe they can provide. I'm sorry. I can't remember. I think it was 345 or something like 342.
Okay.
340 or 340. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Or 335. I'm sorry to throw out a bunch of numbers at you. I honestly don't know.
But you didn't appear. You didn't.
I didn't come here.
You didn't come before the board with that one.
I just noticed a trend and it's, again, yes, we can't make comparable to assessments, but yet we're making comparables to 2015 sale prices. So I just feel a little bit sad.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Just, no, you, sorry, now, it's his presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Leave it with us.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks for your time today.
Now we're going to
Go back to 302.
782. That's what it is. Which one?
10, number 10.
Oh, I never call it that. Okay. 302, 750, Tasha?
Please state your full name.
Constance Lyman Aziz.
And do you affirm the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And do you have evidence you would like to share with the
No, I
board?
don't.
No?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. The subject parcel ID is 0609-342-8300. It is a condo number of 812. It is a street address of 302-750 Taché Avenue. It is in the neighborhood area, 501 North St. Boniface. It is apartment style with an effective year built of 2013. There's 795 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath. It is central air conditioning, and the 2020 assessment roll is $215,000 with a total assessment per square foot of $316.98. Comparable 1 through 4 are all in the same building. They have the same size, the same amenities. The square footage is the same. The sales prices per square foot, oh sorry, comparable 4 is a little smaller. It's 662 square foot with 1 bathroom. 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom as well. Again, there were only 2 sales in 2017. The other 2 are from 2015. The prices range from $308.45 per square foot to $344.97 in March 2017. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have any questions for the assessor has just presented? No? Okay. Ms. Davidson?
I have no questions, thank you.
I have no question.
Did you have a chance to inspect the subject property?
No.
Once again, can you give the location on Tasha?
No, I made that.
Okay, I'll ask the appellant when. So also comp 3 and 4 again are outside the reference period?
Yeah. I guess for condos, we look at necessarily if we have to go back into 15, we go back into 15 if there's no sales from 16.
Thank you, that's all my questions. If you would like to give us your presentation?
Sure, okay, so I'm not far from where the previous applicant building is located. That's a newer building. But I know we have a time frame for this assessed value, but I moved in, I was the new condo owner in 2013, and I have made no upgrades to the condo since I moved in. And what I've observed since then till now is a really slow decline in interest in the condos in our building. Just when they do go for sale, it takes a very long time, 3 months. Wow, that'd be awesome if someone would buy my condo in 3 months, but we're seeing 1 to 2, 3 years that people are trying to sell their condos. We have, they're lovely in that they have awesome views if you are facing the front. But the condos are extremely basic. My condo is very basic. I moved in because it's close to where I work, and I could have a dog the size that I had, which was a golden retriever at the time she passed away. So I moved in. It was the last condo of its size in that building, and I wanted to live in that building because of its proximity to work. But it is super basic. It really is a shoebox condo. There's no windows in the bedrooms. I have a pretty window that overlooks the river, but the neighborhood it's got extremes to it. It's extremely interesting in that we're close to all these amenities, but the crime rate, the many times that I was the president of the condo board, the many times that we were broken into in our building, and the things that have gotten stolen from our lockers, our bikes, in some cases our condos. So it's a very interesting juxtaposition, these condos that are on Taché. And people are knowing that when they're coming to purchase, they're apprehensive for what the condo and the building can offer, because the other buildings that are going up or have gone up since ours have gone up offer more. And so I'm concerned that I'm going to experience what my neighbors have and not be able to sell it at a good price, and it'll take a long time to sell. So what we're finding is that a lot of people in our building are renting. They're not even trying to sell their condos anymore. There's at least 5 rentals in our building now, and it's changing the demographic and the nature of my building. So the last assessed value was at $225, and now it's at $252, which I think is really way over what my condo is really worth. When people come over to visit, they're just looking around. Where else? Nope, this is it. I have a little kitchen in my living room. I live like a high-end student, and I'm a small business owner, and people expect me to, oh, you live on Taché. Oh, yeah, well, come on into my little bunker with a pretty view. So we have a $271,000 sale that took place in March 2017. A very aggressive seller and a very vulnerable buyer. She way overpriced her condo. She's trying to sell her condo for the last over year and a bit. She's taken it off the market again. She cannot. She's trying to recoup her costs at $271. It's not going to be possible. And you'll see that the others are in the ballpark of $241 to $250, which I hope. I mean, I purchased mine at $242, so I hope that when I go to sell, I can at least sell it for $250. But as everyone's been stating here, condo prices have been going down, and in our particular little neck of the woods, there's a lot of condo development, and those condos are coming up with even more amenities. So, you know, when you compare apples to apples, it's like a nice view, but your condo offers nothing, whereas these condos are offering more, but you can sacrifice on not such a great view. So it's very competitive. So I think I'm paying way too much for what I have. And like the previous person, I moved in thinking, okay, I'll come in here, it's nice, it's new. And I knew that over time it's not going to be new, and I was going to have a struggle. But at that time, it still seemed like condos were the thing to be had. And now it's like it seems to be like this, and a little bit like this, and maybe a little bit like this. But overall, I don't want to have to rent. I'm not a landlord, so I don't know what else I can add. And I could have brought chocolate.
People always ask me. I don't have alcohol like the other people.
You should have brought that chocolate.
I should have brought chocolate.
Yeah.
I know, it helps sometimes.
Thank you. Questions?
I just wanted to clarify, you made a statement, you said no windows in the bedrooms?
I don't know how they can even be
How is that even
regarded.
legal?
I know, right?
Because
And
I
have
was talking
sliding
to a
doors, like
previous
that
owner,
sliding doors.
and they said that they can't count it as a bedroom if it's got no windows
This is
in
what
it.
I wonder.
So it's marked as 2 bedrooms and neither bedrooms have
Neither
windows
bedrooms.
in it?
What I did is I got creative and I put an awesome doorway in between the two, so I made one into a change room. And then and I have only original art. Like I really do live like a high-end student. So I have like over the years acquired beautiful art. So I have 2 big mirrors in my bedroom and then awesome artwork. So I've kind of
Now, is the
been able
whole,
to elevate the look of my room to add some light and some depth to it, but
now
no
is the whole
windows.
building like that? With
Well,
the bedrooms
yeah,
with
even
no
this one that was
windows?
sold for $271, she has no, like her condo is exactly the same
Yeah.
footprint.
I mean, that's just
Clearly
curiosity
fine.
because I
The
didn't
only
think that was
windows we all
legal.
have are the ones that are on the river,
Yeah,
like just the one on the river.
wow.
I know, it's sad when people come in and they expect me to have, like,
But I don't know
live
how
a glamorous
legally they
life. I
can get
don't.
away with
I
that.
agree. Where was the building inspector?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
as I said, I was
That would
talking to another property
break all the
owner and she has
fire
2
codes.
bedrooms, but
At
it's
that
a
point, it's
den.
not the building inspector, you review the floor plans and it has to be approved.
Yeah.
So,
So
But
I
this
just have
is
one window
that's
on
that's
on the
interesting.
riverside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also.
It's a pretty view.
So
That's what I'm
one
paying
window,
for.
which is your, no, there's no balcony and no patio, so
No.
your window is out of the living room?
Mhm.
And that's the only window?
That's the only window.
Wow, and yet it's legally a
it's-
2-bedroom.
Sad for what I pay for. I don't mind where I live, really, truly. I just think I'm paying way too much for it. And everyone else is like in on it. They're like, they come and they visit and they wanna look to buy and, you know, when things go for sale, everyone's like, no, we'll go live in her building or we'll go live in, you know, other, our poor little building's getting like kicked around a lot. It's making me very worried when I go to sell it one day.
And the bedrooms are in the interior, so there
Mhm.
couldn't be windows added?
Yeah, there's no way you could
Okay.
get natural light in there.
Like I said, I was talking to a previous property owner in a condo and she has a den and a bedroom and she said legally the den can't be classified as a bedroom because there's no window in it.
No, you're more than welcome to come visit.
Yeah, no, I believe
have
you, I'm
chocolate
just curious
in my
of that,
condo.
how they legally get away with that. Okay.
I
That
made
was it.
mention, I appealed 2 years ago, and I made mention of the windows, but nobody ever, you seem to be the only person who cares about that. I was like, there's no windows in my bed, this is like a national.
Fire hazard, that's a fire safety concern, so.
Well, I don't know about that, but I can't, anyway.
Any further questions?
No.
Okay.
I just have a question, sort of curiosity. So is it sort of like where you have the living room window is looking to the outside and then the other pieces go like that to a hallway? So it goes like living room, kind of like bedroom, kitchen or whatever?
No,
And then an
no,
exit?
so my bedrooms are pitched black, like it's
Right, but the
completely dark
layout
inside.
is sort
So
of,
when I walk into my condo,
yeah,
there's a little tiny washer and dryer to my left and the
Yeah.
bathroom to the right.
okay.
And then the 2 little bedrooms, no closets or anything
So
inside
they're sort of sandwiched between the living room and the,
and the front of the door. And the living
Oh,
room's
I
at the
see.
end of the condo,
right, so
and then
it
the
goes
window
like
is,
this then?
it's very smart. Like you walk
Yeah.
in and you see the window and you think, wow, and it's a long hallway and it's kind of a wider hallway, so it gives a perception of space. But then the rooms, the bathroom, the closets, everything is all very small. It's nice, it's like, if I was in my 20s, it'd be an awesome place, like it feels,
So it's more, it's
but
designed like this?
it's just a long shoebox, it's like a shoebox condo
Yeah,
with a tiny little dining area, living area, it's all one space, and then the window.
yeah, I've heard that they design that in some larger cities outside of Canada, it must be
It's like an IKEA
Mhm.
condo, like sliding doors, like it's really space efficient.
Okay.
So, it was the year I moved into my new location of my shop on Provencher, and I only had so much money, and I wanted to be in a new condo where I didn't have to fix anything, because I knew I'd have to be at my shop all the time.
Yeah.
And so now I'm almost at the point where I'm ready to move out, and I'm thinking, what do I do? Is it cheaper to stay and just keep living like this? Or is it, can I venture out? But I love the neighborhood. I bike everywhere, every day, to the theater, to shopping. It's a great neighborhood, but it is also, like I say, there's a lot of crime. We're involved with Marbury House, there's so much stuff going on in that little neck of the woods. And then people are apprehensive for that, I know that.
Did you have questions?
Yes. So you bought this in 2013 for $242,000. And then the assessed value of the property was $225 in 2018. Is that correct?
I think it was slightly lower than that. The one that I remember the latest is from the last assessed time, which is 225.
So this is the first time that you appealed?
No, this is my second time.
Second time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
It
you
just keeps
think
going up.
the value of your property didn't go up or anything like that?
Well, the assessed value did. I think we kept it. I think we kept it the same the last time, and then it just shot up this last time to 252.
So you think the 2020, the 252 is not a fair assessed value of your property?
I think 225 is probably closer to more accurate. I think 252 is way too high. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the 225 for my shoebox condo. Come see.
Thank you.
I can't believe I pay more than my boyfriend in Charleswood for his bungalow house with a yard.
Okay, so you're saying your assessment in 2018 was 225, and so you were at the board in 2016 then? And was it lowered in 2016?
I think they kept it the same. I can't remember, and I'm just sitting here thinking, what was it? I couldn't recall, but I could try to find, or I went to the clerk's office to try to.
Sorry, so your assessment was not lower than 2016? If they kept it the same, they didn't change anything?
No, yeah, no, but it says here it's gonna be 252.
Right,
Yeah.
that's for your 2020.
Right.
But I'm just saying you were here in 2016, so were you successful?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what it was lowered to in 2016?
I don't, I think it was to 220, I think it was to 225.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have done no upgrades in your home since?
No, I won't put any, I won't. It's not a good business plan to do that.
Okay.
It's not worth it. I just keep everything clean and new looking.
Okay. I'm just gonna redirect, Kara. What was your increase in 2018 for condos, percentage-wise?
I think it was 1.6, or you're talking this assessment or last assessment?
This assessment.
I think it was 1.6
For the area?
per month.
Do you have condos broken out in areas, for?
No, no, we don't, we just have the average increase.
1.6, you said?
1.6 per year.
Okay, thank you. Leave it with us.
Okay.
Thank you.
But seriously, you can come visit.
Do you have chocolate?
I do. It's mandatory in my world. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to take a 5-minute break. I will bring this hearing back to order, and we are moving on to 202-680 Taché.
You have the option to swear on the Bible and to affirm without it. Swear in. Please state your full name.
This is the same building, I think, that we just did.
And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Would you like to swear in or affirm? Please state your full name.
I am sure.
And do you swear the evidence you represent is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And do you have evidence you would like me to pass out to the next one? Whoops.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property has a parcel ID of 0609346198. It is condo number 920. The subject address is 202-680 Taché Avenue. The neighborhood area is 501 North St. Boniface. It is a one-floor apartment style, built in 2015. The total living area is 1391 square feet. It has 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, 1 shower, central air conditioning, and a balcony sunroom. The 2020 assessment roll is $557,000 with a total assessment per square foot of $400.43. There's a sale in 2015 which is attached. The comparables 1 through 4 are all located within the same building. They are all relatively close in size and have the same amenities. The sales again range from 2015, as it was built in 2015. We only found 1 sale in 2017. The prices range from $388.99 per square foot to $426.91 per square foot. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have any questions about the assessment as just stated?
Would you count parking spots or parking spaces as amenities? I mean,
It's to the assessment.
We do not account parking in the amenities.
You're gonna have to talk louder.
Sorry, we do not account, we do record parking in the property record, but it's not calculated into the assessment.
Well, when parking is such a high cost in the downtown or bordering the downtown area, the property that sold in 2016, it had 2 parking stalls.
Okay.
And to sell in like it's a upper level type condo building, most people, I mean, they have 2 cars. There's only 4 extra parking spaces in the building.
Yep.
And when you look across here, well, the ones that you have for comparison, comparison 1 and 2, it's the same unit. That's the one that sold in 2017, February. And comparison 3 has 2 parking spots.
Okay.
My parking spot, it's not even a full parking spot because,
Excuse me, that'll be part of your presentation, but this is just questioning what they
Okay.
said.
very good.
That's fine.
And I can't remember what else. Amenities. You were saying amenities?
Sorry, we do record the number of parking for the property record card, but it does not affect the calculation of your assessment. Yeah. And at this time, it's not included for the calculations that's in the model, because it's very difficult to track parking between within variety of condos. Some condos have different ways of how they want to set up their parking. Some of them are paying rent monthly. that's tracked by the property management. Some do purchase additional stalls, like you have mentioned, and some do have a separate land title to exchange the parking. And also, the information about the parking stalls may be purchased between two condo owners within the condo complex, in which we do not have the ability to track the transaction.
So I'm sorry, I just thought the fact that the saleable, which is what you do the assessment on, what your place would sell compared to other properties, it certainly does affect who's
Yes.
going to buy it.
Yeah, and that can be part of your presentation, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That could be part of your evidence, sure.
And one other thing, you said I had a sunroom?
Balcony sunroom.
No, it's just an open balcony.
Yeah,
I have all-
it's yes or no. So it's balcony or sunroom. So
Yes.
if
Yes,
you do
I mean,
have a
it's
balcony.
not enclosed at all.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Davidson, did you have questions of the
I have no
assessor?
questions at this time, thanks.
I have no questions for this one.
So I just have one or two. So this is a property that we have already looked at previously, a building, and you, I believe, stated 2 properties ago, 680, you had not been in the subject property, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And sorry, I'm just gonna point out again, columns 2, 3, and 4 are all 2015.
That's correct,
All
yes.
outside, okay. Okay, that's all my questions. If you'd like to give us your presentation.
Okay, well, I guess I should clear up what this building is really like, because there was, I'll start out with going back here, I'll find it for you. Hold on. Where did I put the information on the building?
It's in part 3.
Part 3.
Yeah.
That's excuse me.
It's pretty much the same.
Okay, in part 3, I guess that would be 3D. I've got some spreadsheets, a couple of spreadsheets here, which give the original prices of the units. And I've also got the types, the plan. My unit is cash A, and the unit across from me in the front, both front units facing cash A, the river, is Esplanade. It's 1,400 square feet, mine is 1,391. I bring up this unit because it did sell this year. Was that June?
Yeah, in June.
Yeah, in June of this year, and it had been on the market for a considerably long time. So I have that in my presentation. It also describes the building. All of the units have, like, hardwood floors, high-end appliances, quartz or granite granite counters. Yeah. They all have balconies. The ones on the east side of the how do I describe it? I've got
All the finishes are the same in all the units, so whether you're a front unit, a middle unit, or a back unit, all the construction was the same, all the finishes were the same, everything.
Yeah,
Sorry, is that your phone?
Yeah,
Can
but
I
I-
ask you to turn it off,
I
please?
did turn it off. I had turned it off, I'm sorry.
No worries,
I must have made a mistake.
they can be tricky.
Anyway, so there's there's 6 units per floor. 2 front ones, 2 middle ones, 2 back ones. On the east side of the building, or no, south side of the building, they have, what do you call those extended balconies?
They have the big balconies, they're 19 by 19.
That's the middle unit and the back units. And the front units, they just have the
8 by 20.
8 by 20. And
And unit 201, which is right across from her, they've got the French unit, but they also in addition have the side unit as well, that's 19 by 19. So they have the same as her, which is the front balcony, and they've got that extension. Plus 201 is also a bigger unit, it's 1,400 versus 1,391, almost the same.
And this isn't, it's not demonstrated in the original cost price of the unit, but this was a build-on, like an added build-on, like while they were building the building. But it's not reflected in the $540,000 price, which both 201 and my unit 202 cost.
So that additional balcony that was about 19 by 19 cost about $30,000 extra.
And so there's that, and the unit above me right now,
I don't know how to turn my phone off, I think that's my problem.
But
Yeah.
sure, I really don't know how.
So let's do this.
Oh, and I guess as you know, I mean, the only unit that sold
right.
in this period that you're asking for was 402. That sold February 2017, which is before the prices started really dropping of condos. And it's demonstrated by the condo market. I've got 3 papers at the back that demonstrate the market. And so anyways, what I've chosen for my comparison is a 302 above me, which is still for sale. It's been for sale since the beginning of August. They put it on the market originally at $599, and he's got it down to $549, and it's sat there at $549 since the end of August. And he's got upgrades, which I have shown in three oh, here we are.
Yeah.
They are in
The first section.
1B. I've got pictures that compare mine to his. He's had quite a few upgrades. And I also took pictures, you know, I think it said somewhere in advice, these pictures I have of my place. I'm on the first floor, you know, like the main floor is garage and public rooms, and the second floor is the first floor of the actual condo unit. So I am 9 feet above sidewalk level, my unit. And as you can see, I am facing the river, but I'm also facing 2 parking lots in the front plus city pump house. And on the side, Dumoulin side, which is the north side of the building, I am facing a large parking lot. And I mean, this is what I see, you know, I have to look way up there to see the skyline where I see downtown. Otherwise, I'm looking at pump house and 3 parking lots. On the next page, I've got a picture of my kitchen. This is 1B. And compared to 302, the unit above me, he's got hot lights, he's got a china cabinet in the corner. I think he's got upgraded floors. I can't swear on the Bible, so I won't. Then I've got my bathroom, the main bathroom, and The next page is his bathroom, quite a lot fancier, and fancy floor. And then I've got my ensemble bathroom with a shower. And the next page, you see his nice fancy shower. Now this unit above me is actually brand new. The owner is the builder, developer, and the place has never been occupied, so it's like new. Mine, well, between my dog and me, it's been a little marked up a bit, and I do my best, but it certainly doesn't look brand new anymore. What else, Diane?
Well, you might want to talk about that.
Just a minute, I think that's all about this.
Well, I know that now that we came here, we didn't realize that before, but we didn't know that you only looked from April 1st. But I think the point still, our first section is just talking about the houses that have sold in our unit, and that one sold for $520. You know, it just sold in June, but it was for sale. The point is, it was for sale from about November 2018. And they brought the price down. They started at $598, brought it down to $589, $574, $549, and finally sold at $520. So the price just kept coming down, and it just sat for a very long time.
And he's got the extra 19 by 19 square foot balcony on the side of the building, as well as his front balcony. And it's a $30,000 balcony.
Yeah, so the sale, it's outside the period, but it's still to show that it's not selling. It took a long time to sell.
Yeah.
And the other unit that is for sale now above her is bid on the market, and he's brought it down. He started at $599.9, I believe. He brought it down to $549, and he's got all the upgrades in his unit, never been lived in, and he's still having a tough time selling.
And, my mind, I'm not very well and I apologize.
No, that's fine. May I suggest if we ask questions, we might be able to get more information that's about your condo? And if you want to fill in when we're asking questions? Are you?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about this before, about Diane's?
Yes, and Diane Urbanet did a market value on mine and comparison with others.
Section 2.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
thank you.
section 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, right at the start, the whole section 2 is Diane's. She has, as you can just read through it, well, she's got mine here first. And she compares it with the unit across the hall from me, which is, you know, as close to it as you can get, the same street level as what he saw out front. And other than the added balcony, there wasn't much difference between his and mine. I think he did an upgrade on the floor. Some other minor stuff, I think he did some extra cabinets in his kitchen too. And she also made reference to 302, the one above me. Now it says sold in 2013. Well, remember the building didn't open in June of 2015. And then she did comparison to 703 500 Taché, which is another steel and concrete building on Taché, halfway between the hospital and Provenche. And that one there, I mean, there's square foot per, you know, value per square foot. I mean, it's quite a lot less than anything in our building, but, you know, it's somewhat comparable. And then the other, that unit was some, my vision is bad here. square feet in that building. I think that one was a little smaller. Can you see, Diane, the size of it?
I can't see right off the bat.
I'm just trying to see the, oh, here it is, 1,352 square feet, so it's about 40 square feet smaller than mine. And then another one, 147 Provence Boulevard, unit 203. I think it must have been the lady, I don't know if it was the lady that was here, but that there is considerably larger than mine, 2,034 square feet, and it sold for $470,000 and was listing for $499,900. And what else here?
And I think we didn't know either that we couldn't use assessments from others, but it's just to make a general comment then, because we did include assessments from units that were in our building, and one of them, 403, was reduced by $73,000. $73,000, and they're trying to increase hers. The other ones, it was in the spring, the two other ones, unit 402 and 501, they were able to have theirs reduced just by talking to the assessor in the spring in March of 2019.
That is what we call,
Yeah.
so we have a preview
Yeah.
program.
Yeah, that's, so they were reduced at that time as well. So she didn't have the opportunity to go forward, but theirs was reduced based on some of the information that forms part of this package as well.
Okay. I don't know if I've gotten everything here.
And then the
market.
Yeah, before, the market
The
value.
market values, yes, I mean.
The market values to
It's
show
just
the decrease.
going down, 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 and I've had experience in this area. I actually owned a condo, at 670, yeah, 670 Tash 8, unit 409. And I had bought, that building opened in 2012. I was, bought it the year that it opened, it was brand new, and that unit, it cost me $384. Well, I ended up selling that for, I think it was like $374, or no. It was about $12,000 less than what I paid for it, and that was in a matter of 2 years. So there's something to compare it to. I mean, the market is just going down. Is there any questions?
Yes, okay. Questions?
Just a couple. Is this your primary residence?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And just to clarify, you mentioned that the larger balcony went for $30,000 more. Was that reflected in the initial selling prices when these units went?
I mean, the one with the larger balcony,
No, it cost,
it cost him to build it.
Okay.
He was charged,
But
and it
it's-
wasn't in the cost, like it's listed as $540,000 for his unit and my unit, but it was sort of like an add-on separate from the basic cost of the building. And I mean, it was done at a time while they were still constructing it, otherwise it couldn't be done.
Okay, so
You paid
that's
the
just,
developer, similar to when you do upgrades when you're
Right,
building.
okay.
It was paid separate, under separate cover.
okay, and that's not documented, that's just what the developer told you?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
okay.
documented.
Okay, and just to clarify, the date of your appraisal here from Diane,
Market valuation.
the market valuation is dated October 18th, 2019, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, I have no other questions, thank you.
Thank you.
I actually have a question for maybe the assessment work. In the information that was provided by the applicant, and we were just talking about it, the three units that are cited here have had their assessments reduced at the preview period after review by the assessment department. So what was the basis for that reduction?
I have no comment.
Yeah, we don't have that information with us.
What do you think it was?
Cannot say until we actually review the properties.
Because it appears, based on the evidence at least, that 402,680-A, the assessment was reduced at the preview period, essentially down to the time adjusted sale price that you're showing of $576,725. And then the other one she cited, and says it was reduced to $580 according to her evidence, which is almost the same as that same sale price. So typically, what would you reduce by? It's not a condition issue. It's not a functional obsolescence. So what are the main reasons that you would reduce some at the preview period for a fairly new condo? And there was 3 of them, according to this evidence at least, that were
I
reduced.
cannot comment.
Because we know it's not condition, we know it's not obsolescence.
I understand, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I cannot comment.
It's just, yeah.
I cannot comment on how they were, what their basis of the review was.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Questions?
I have a question for you. So you bought this in 2015 for 540?
Yes.
No upgrades, no nothing?
It was so minor, very, very minor.
What kind of upgrades do you have?
I have one of, instead of a pantry, like the pantry, just a little, this wide, I mean, it can pull out instead of, I can pull it out.
Okay, do you know how much did you put in? Or?
I think that cost me $1,300 to pay the cabinet people.
Okay. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
So is this your first time appealing your
Yes.
assessment?
Yes.
So in 2016, what was your assessment value?
I think 544 I got here. This is it here. Yeah, it was 544, and now that was in 2016.
16?
No, 2 years ago.
And then 18?
And now it's 557. And of course, I mean, the value has gone up. And another point that I should bring up, I mean, this building, it's really, really priced high. Like initially, what we paid for each of the units. I moved into it because there was no other place in the neighborhood, and I wanted to stay in the neighborhood. I can't drive my car half the time because I have problems with pain and vision. And I wanted to be in a steel and concrete building because it was safer. And the building at 760 Tashi, I lived on the top floor, and the elevator kept going out, and I couldn't, and I have a little dog, and I couldn't get in and out very easily.
Okay, so in 2018, do you know your assessed value of the property? 2018?
What's this latest one that you gave us?
No, 2018. This is a 2020.
The assessment just prior, like last year's
Well,
assessment.
540 was the first one when I got one of these sheets, which was the price of the building, and then it went to
I can comment, in 2018 was
544.
544, the same as 2016?
I don't know 16. She said
540,
540.
I think it was 540 was what it started with. I don't have any more. I just have these 2 sheets. But I remember seeing some sheet 540. And then 540, 544 in 2016, then this one you sent me 557.
So based on the evidence that you provided, you think that the assessment for 2020 is not
It's
fair?
ridiculously high. If you look in unit to the assessment from Diane Bourbonnais with her checking everything in my building, and 147 Provence and 500 Taché, which are both steel and concrete buildings. She felt that it was a fair value for buyers and sellers, priced at $515,000.
Okay, no further questions, thank you.
Thank you. So that is the number you're requesting then, is 515?
That would be nice. I mean, I'm at your mercy.
Okay, because you understand is what the assessor said, that this letter is dated for October 19, that's when she was doing the assessment, which is outside of the reference period.
I know, but with such a narrow space of time between us buying the building and the lack of sales, I mean, nothing really sells. People like to stay in that building as long as they can. The fellow that across the hall, he died. You know.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Leave it with us.
Thank you.
You put a lot of work
And
into
thank
this.
you for listening
Thank
to
you.
me.
Yes.
For having patience.
I don't bring chocolate, I bring phones, but I don't know how they work.
I bring my dog, he would kiss everybody.
Now I know what to do. It'll go on. It'll go on real fast.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Item 13,
I feel like
which is
13.
402-218 Greenway Crescent.
You have the option to swear in on the Bible. Please state your full name.
Terry Lynn O'Brien.
And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Perfect. And you have evidence you'd like to share with the family today?
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property is a parcel ID of 07569120000. It is a condo number of 799, a street address of 402-218 Greenway Crescent. It is in the neighborhood area of 214 Sturgeon Creek. The building style is a garden exterior entrance. The effective age built is 1995, with one floor, a total living area of 780 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and that's it for the other amenities, a wall unit for air conditioning. The 2020 assessment roll is $191,000, which is $244.87 per square foot. The sale is attached there, just so you can see the building. Comparables 1 through 4 are all in the same complex. They're of similar sizes. Subject 2 is the same subject 2 is the same comparable 1 is the same square footage as subject. Subject 1 and the other ones, subject 2 to 4, range in square footage from 769 to 775. They all have the same amenities. The square footage sale prices range from $238 to $255.28. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have questions of the assessor? I'm just curious, the date of your comparables is from 2017, yet you're saying that you're using market value of 2018.
We use up to April 1st, 2018, so 2016 to 2018.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Davidson?
I have no questions at this time.
I have no question.
Did you have a chance to inspect the subject property?
No.
I have no questions at this time. If you would like to give us your presentation?
Sure. Well, I bought in 2015 and I paid $191, so I guess that's, I'm pretty sure that the assessed value has been the same since I've moved in. I have some sale data from actually March of 2018 that shows a sale price of $180,000. But even, which is, you know, $11,000 less than what it's assessed at. And even from that time going forward, it's just been, things are sitting, they're not selling quickly. And the properties in the package you'll see, I did include some current information as well, which I know isn't relevant, but I included it basically because I wanted to show that this 2018 dip was not just a dip, it was an actual, you know, start of a landslide here. So, you know, it's gone down another $10,000 since then, so, and I don't know if the condition of the building itself matters, or there's some issues with weeping tile and drainage, and we're looking at a giant excavation project, and like I'm not sure if it's really just the condo itself that you're valuing here, or if it's the whole building, but that's something that's standing over our heads right now, a special assessment of $10,000, so, which speaks to the condition of the building. It was it wasn't a new build, it was from a rental or something.
Conversion.
Yes,
Yeah.
which it's becoming more and more evident that it was a totally cosmetic revamp. They never opened walls, looked at anything, so, you know, hence the condition of the roofing tiles and that kind of stuff, so that's really all I wanted to say.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Questions?
Do you know how much the upcoming excavation will cost?
It's almost $1 million job.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you said, 10,000?
Yeah, per unit.
Per unit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And there's 102 units.
Okay.
Questions?
Ms. Davidson?
I'm looking at comp 1 used by the assessor for 07-218. It appears to be the exact same unit in terms of square feet and everything else. Do you know what the condition of that unit is? Because I note that the time adjusted sale price of that's at $185,640, and the price per square foot is $238, which is lower than the subject. Do you know what the difference might be between that unit, which is just down the hall from you?
Well, it's an outside door, so you don't really see your neighbors.
Yeah, I just have wondering if you knew that
But I would
neighbor.
assume they're all the same. The only differences in any of the units that I've seen is some of them have a mirrored wall. Mine does not, but that would be the only difference I've ever seen in any of them, so.
Do you know what the difference in comp 1 is versus your subject?
No, I mean, they're within 5%, so, yeah, we don't know.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
I have no question.
Okay. So these issues with the building, would you know when they were brought to your attention or to the other residents' attention?
Probably at the AGM in the spring. I'm on the board, so I knew a little bit ahead of that, but.
So,
yeah.
so this year in 2019?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
But I think earlier you had said something about the condition of the building?
Right, well, it's just about that.
So-
Yeah.
So has the building noticeably deteriorated on the exterior?
Well, if you count underground, where there's raw sewage sitting there.
Okay. So, and I'm sorry, did you say weeping? No,
Weeping tiles.
It's the weeping,
Yeah, and it's
okay.
the whole drainage system that has all basically caved in on itself.
Okay, and so the owner of this building is asking 10,000 per unit to fix this? Or they are charging you, or?
Well, yeah, it's a special assessment as a condo owner, because there's not enough money in the reserves. It only became a condo in 2012, so, yeah. Not that that has anything to do with your
No,
property
no,
taxes, but I'm just,
oh, sorry.
just speaking to the
Yes.
fact that, you know, the building is, has issues.
Yes. So, sorry, this was a rental up until 2012 or no?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
And you, sorry.
I bought in 2015.
Right, and you have you done any upgrades?
No.
No, that's as it was?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna redirect to you, Karen.
Yes.
Because it's got a year built of 73 and an effective age of 95. So do you have any permits for saying what brought that effective age up by 22 years?
The only note I have here from the modelers was the apartment townhouse conversion to condos. There were no permits issued for the conversion. All units contained modern new kitchens and baths and came with 7 new appliances. Units facing the courtyard are all 1 story, 1 or 2 3-bedroom. That's it.
Mine's 2-story,
that-
just so you know.
Sorry, so this was in 2012 though?
2013, yeah.
So this was when it was converted
Yes.
from
Yes.
rental to?
Yes.
So, okay, so,
Because you put a new kitchen
sorry, I just wanted to, so then, are we to assume then the effective age was moved up 22 years because of a kitchen rental?
Because of all the renos they did.
Right.
I couldn't comment on that, that's
Okay.
something the modelers
So
do,
so you've got nothing about, any permits about exterior work done?
No, it does look like the exterior, you know. Do you know what they did
Well,
on the
it's,
exterior?
you know,
or-
I've just from hearsay,
Yeah.
but it's pretty evident that, you know, what they did is totally cosmetic. They painted the walls, they put new kitchen in, you know.
Fancy rails outside or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but balconies
Yeah,
were
balconies,
probably
rails,
updated,
yeah.
which one of them, a section of the glass from the balcony railing actually fell and almost killed someone, but.
Oh, wow. Okay, sorry, and what is your request, Matt?
Well, I mean, as far as I can see from the time period in question of March 2018, when you're saying April, there was a sale for 180. If you wanted to take into consideration, you know, the continuing decline in the sale prices, you know, I would appreciate that and not have to come back again in 2 years, because that's what will happen. But you know, I would say at a minimum, the 180,000.
Sorry, were you before the board previously?
No, no. I thought about it last time, but I figured that things might pick up, but yeah, it didn't happen.
Okay. Thank you, leave it with us. And item 14, which is unit 507, 340 Waterfront.
You have to swear on the Bible or to affirm without it, which would you prefer? Okay, please state your full name. And do you affirm the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And do you have evidence you'd like to share with the panel today? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property has a parcel ID 13096129,400, a condo number of 647, a street address of 507 340 Waterfront Drive. It is in the neighborhood area of 173 Civic Center. It is a one-floor apartment-style building within a year built of 2009. It has a total living area of 1447 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, 1 shower, central air conditioning, and a balcony or sunroom. The 2020 assessment roll is $420,000, which is $290.26 per square foot. The comparables 1 through 4 are within the same complex. They have a year built of 2009 or 2010 for comparable 1. They're all similar in size to the subject, ranging from 1193 square feet to 1662, or 1,447 square feet. Comparable 4 is the smallest at 1,162 square feet. Comparables bathroom, comparable 2 is like the subject property with the same bathrooms. Or sorry, the same number of bedrooms, and then the bathrooms are similar whether it's a full or half. Comparables 1 and 3 and 4 all have 1 bathroom. The other amenities of the air conditioning and the balcony are the same. The sale prices range from $299.06 per square foot to $321.67 per square foot. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have questions of what the assessor has just presented?
Yes, I have 2 questions. The first one is, do you consider the same, almost the same size condos around this area?
Actually, I did take a look at your comparable sale. That sale is not, that you're listing has issues. The best type of comparables to look at is within the condo complex ideally, because the condo complex has its own amenities that it will try to share with, it shares with. In particular with downtown Winnipeg, the condos have their own, not only amenities, but their own luxuries. So if you want to compare like square footage of similar condos, we could end up looking at the Excelsior that's at 290 Waterfront in comparison to your property. We try to look at your condo complex first when we do a review before we go outside of your condo complex. That's what I'm trying to explain.
So the second question is about, did you consider the comparison renovation conditions?
Okay, so this is a fairly new condo, so I'm assuming that there's been no new updates done to these units.
Okay, that's my questions.
Thank you. Ms. Davidson?
I have no questions.
Have you visited this property?
I'm familiar with this property.
Oh, you are?
But have you, I'm not too sure.
No, I have not.
Okay, thank you.
So then you've been inside the building?
I have not been inside the building, but I walked past it a couple times.
Okay. So given its location, is this considered, so sort of an upscale condominium?
If this is the condo that I think it is, it's right across, it's close to Mir Hotel. And it's closer to, the St. James water pump station, but not the St. James water pump station, the waterfront pump station, that's nearby.
Right. Sorry, do you have MLS listings on your comparables?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. You want them?
Well, it's just gonna describe them, so that would be helpful to us. Okay, I have no further questions, thank you. Would you like to give us your presentation, sir?
Oh, yes. So, just when I look at this, I'm thinking about the estimation of the condo. I just printed out those different examples here, which were just located around the condo here. So what I'm thinking is the market price, if I was a potential buyer, because this is the market value, right? So the first thing that I will consider is if I would like to buy a condo, I would like to buy almost the same size. I wouldn't buy just like the smaller ones or bigger ones, although they are just in the same building. So the first thing that I would consider is just around same location, what kind of the other same size condos price. That would be, more evidence. Sorry. So that's the first thing I think. The second thing is about the condo, which was bought since 2010. It was never upgraded. So I know it's a little bit new, but consider the condos. We all know if the condo they would like to be sold, we must just do some upgrade and renovate it. And we know the condo's price is pretty even. Comparing the past few years, I think maybe this price is a little bit higher. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm just gonna, did you want to speak to the sale you brought?
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sorry, all right. Questions?
Okay, is this a listing or a sale?
Those are just a listing.
Okay, is this a current listing?
Yeah, I printed it out yesterday.
And you think that, do you think this is a comparable sale to your property?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because they have almost the same size. All the printout paper here, they have almost the same size. 2 bedrooms.
At Euler, it's listed as a 1-bedroom, and it does not have indoor parking for this property. And I believe some of these units do have lofts. They're very unique properties. They have loft and outdoor common areas. And they also face and I do believe they do face industrial areas and manufacturing.
Yeah, okay. Just if I was the potential buyer, the first thing that I will just consider, we must buy the same size. I wouldn't just buy like a smaller one or big one. I think everybody has the same concept about this.
Also, is this your primary residence?
No, yes, I'm.
And is the finishing similar to your condo unit? Is the finishings of this unit that you presented with the listing, is it similar to your unit? Do you think?
Yeah, yes. We didn't do any upgrade. We didn't do anything for this, just the basic one.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes, you indicated that the 2020 assessment of 420,000 is too high. What do you feel the market value for the 2020 assessment is?
I think the fair market value should be at 250 per square foot. Sorry. Sorry. So so generally the price should be like 370,000. That's a fair price.
Thank you.
When did you buy this property?
2010.
For 385,000.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Is this your first time appealing your property?
Yes.
Do you know your previous assessment?
I can't remember. Sorry.
So you haven't done any upgrade on your property since you bought it?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
And thank you, all my questions have been asked and answered. So thank you for coming this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
And item number 15, which is 502-290.
You have the option to swear on the Bible or to affirm the testimony. Please state your full name.
Melanie Goodrow.
Do you affirm the evidence you represent is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Would you like to affirm and swear? Please state your full name.
Barbara Schweiler.
And do you affirm the evidence you represent is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And I think that's the evidence.
Should I keep one?
Yeah, you need 5 copies.
Whatever you're ready.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property has a parcel ID 13-09-609-2100. It is a condo number of 527. The street address is 502-290 Waterfront Drive, which is on the corner of Bannatyne and Waterfront. It is a luxurious condo. It is an apartment style with an effective year built of 2006. 1 floor, a total living area of 1,253 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, central air conditioning, and a balcony or sunroom. The 2020 assessment roll value is $444,000, which breaks down to $354.35 per square foot. The subject property, the comparable properties ranges, they're all 2006 to 2007. They're all the same square footage and the same size, the same bedrooms. The baths is slightly different. Comparable 4 does not have a balcony sunroom. It has a patio and a deck. And the subject and comparable 1 to 3 have a balcony. My understanding is that the O2 units and the O3 units are rear facing, which makes them cheaper, and that's been accounted for. And again, these are luxurious condos. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to say, I guess the sale price per square foot ranges from $322.43 a square foot to $396.63 a square foot.
Thank you. Did you have any questions of the assessor?
Yes. Are you aware that the information for the 280 buildings, so for comparable 1, comparable 2, and comparable 4, the building square footage is incorrect?
No, I'm not aware. Why do you say that?
It's actually been corrected since, thanks to my neighbor and her 12 years of effort in having it changed and coming to have it changed. It's finally been updated to 1299 square feet for those buildings, because when the 280 building was constructed, the rear units had their square footage increased. And so it's been inaccurately reflected in the city's records since the building was built.
So where is it corrected to?
It's been corrected on the city's website.
1299.
Website.
It's taken me 6 assessments, and each time I've had to state that the calculations are incorrect, because erroneously the 280 building on your website and in your information is at 1253, when in fact at 1299. And this year, finally, after involving the city councillor, I got that corrected. They had to get back to the developer to get that information corrected. And finally, I looked on the website the other day, and it is accurately reflected at $12.99 for the suites in the 280 building. So basically, all your calculations are incorrect and inflated. So therefore, those of us who live in the 290 building are always negatively impacted by this erroneous, incorrect information that the city has had for, well, since 2007, when 280 was complete.
Yes. And so, yes, I'll do my.
So I think that's really basically the whole argument is that you folks have incorrect information.
And I can verify that. I was the one that actually did the verification and corrected the property records. Yes.
So your 1253 square feet on building 280 is incorrect?
Those are corrected on the City of Winnipeg records currently. It's just how the system generates our comparable reports. It does not get updated.
Okay. So. Thank you. Sorry, did you have further questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
I have no questions at this time, thanks.
The comparables on your subject property, so it's actually $12.99, and they're all $12.99 square footage.
Except the one is in our
Not
building.
comp 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And the subject property is $12.53. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want some clarification. And you haven't visited the subject property?
I'm aware of it from this year passing.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. I know exactly where it is.
Okay. Okay, no further questions.
See it through the window.
So I just have a question then on your comp 3, which sold in 2016 for $404. Again, do you have an MLS listing on that? So it would be, on paper, it's looking identical to the subject property.
You're right, yeah.
I have no further questions at this time. Would you like to give us your presentation?
Sure. It's basically written out, but I'll just go through it quickly. So to prepare for the hearing, I contacted Mr. Jared Burgess, a realtor we've used in the past, and asked him to provide some more detailed information regarding sales on Waterfront Drive, which he did. And so he looked at the 6 months prior to the reference date and 6 months after. And as you can see in the email response, which I've included a copy of, the average sold price as cost per square foot for that time period was $331.97, and the median was $337.08. So if you were to apply those amounts to our square footage of 1253 square feet, it yields values between $415,958 and $422,361, which are well below the assessed value of $444,000. Ranging from 28,000 and change to 21,000 and change. So, and in his opinion, that represents that the tax assessment of 444,000 as an April 1st, 2018 value is grossly inflated. And as has been discussed in our building, the back suites, the O2 and O3 suites, have a slightly smaller floor plan than the front suites, and we also, while our balcony window faces the river, our other windows face out the back primarily. And this is the other aspect to my my presentation, is that since 2016 we have lost any views out our back windows. We used to look out towards City Hall. I could see the Christmas tree, I could see MTC, everything down Market Street out of our bedroom windows, and now as you can see in the photos I included, in June of 2016, approximately, ground was broken and piles were drilled down for the construction of a rental apartment building, 99 Market. You can see the pictures that are on the back side. I tried to be environmentally conscious and not include everything, but I have pictures there. The finished building almost completely blocks any views from the master, second bedroom, and ensuite bathroom windows. Previously, there wasn't another building closer than the Prairie Housing Cooperative, which is on the corner of Bertha and Market. I don't know, it's approximately 200 feet away. So obtaining daylight as well as privacy from any of those windows was not an issue. However, now I see a dark gray wall broken up by windows that rises up approximately 15 to 20 feet from our windows, greatly limiting both privacy and daylight and obliterating the view we previously enjoyed. I believe it has also negatively impacted the selling price of O2 suites in particular, because the O3 suites only have a partially obstructed view. The only O2 suite that has sold in my building in the last 3 years is 302-290 as comparable number 3. It sold for $400,000 in February of 2016, which was several months prior to ground being broken for the 99 Market building. It went on the market again in October of 2018 after the completion of the 99 Market building at a price of $429,900, and it did not sell. It was listed again in March of 2019, and I realize this is outside the reference point, but I just want to make a point of how it has impacted our market values, I believe. So it was listed again in March of 2019 for $399,000, so it went down by $30,000, and it sold in May of 2019 for $370,000. Based on the photos in the listing and the description, the suite is nearly identical to my own. While this sale is a year past the reference date for the assessment, I find it really difficult to believe that my suite, a mere 2 floors above, yet saddled with the same views, would have sold for $74,000 more in 2018, which is what basically the tax assessment is saying. I know the best comparables are within the building, but that's the only one from within our building, and I find the other comparables are not dealing with, the ones in the 280 building are not having any views blocked or haven't had any negative impact from the construction of 99 Market. So I'm looking at another comparable suite in the 300 Waterfront Drive building, which is the Strand next door to us. Number 401, 300 Waterfront Drive, which is a 1,296 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath corner unit in a concrete building that's 1 year newer than our building.
Sorry, which page are you on?
Sorry, I should have numbered them. I'm looking at this page, color listing of the Strand. So it's also a concrete building that's 1 year newer than our building, and it sold April 18, so 18 days after the reference point, but very close to the assessment reference date for $370,000 also, $20,000 under asking. The 01 suites in this building have large balconies that face the back sides of the 99 Market building, and as you can see on the back of that page, it completely blocks their view of downtown. Previously, they would have had views of the Richardson building and the NTS building, etc., and it's completely blocked now. So I believe it has also been negatively affected. Lastly, as per the letter that's provided by my neighbor Barbara, the Board of Revision has already agreed to revise her assessment from $444,000 to $426,000. I know that assessments aren't used as comparables, but her suite, 503-290, is an identical mirror image to ours and has back views less affected by the 99 Market building. And her application for a revision was largely based upon the incorrect square footage information that the City of Winnipeg had, which I already discussed for the O2 and O3 suites in the 280 building. So thanks to her ongoing efforts, this has finally been corrected. However, not before we received our 2020 proposed market value letters. And she also noted the obstructed view in her application. So, as such, I believe our suite should not be assessed at higher than $426,000 and could reasonably be assessed at less than this, given the obstructed views from the O2 suites that did not exist at the time of the April 1st, 2016 assessment of $426,000. I find it hard to believe that it's gone up $18,000 in value, but it's lost any views of any of the back windows.
Thank you. Did you have questions? Ms. Davidson?
I have no questions, thank you. We did just change the price per square foot on this, if you want those numbers.
Sure.
Yeah, and it does fall within range, the subject property. The comp one comes in at $335.99.
I'm sorry.
335.99.
335?
And comparable 2 comes in at $350.92. And then comparable 4 comes in at $382.57.
Okay, thank you. And sorry, Ms. Davidson, you have no questions?
No, I have no questions, thank you.
Mr. Beaver?
When did you move into this property?
In September of 2013.
And you paid $405,000?
Yes.
You feel that the price of the condo in the waterfront area was declining?
I believe in our building in particular, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of sales in our building, but the penthouse above us has been for sale for 2 years. More than 2 years. It hasn't been consistently on the market because they've rented it out when they can, but the owners moved out over 2 years ago and it's been for sale a lot of that time.
If you are going to put your place in the market, how much do you think you're gonna?
Honestly, I would be extremely happy if we could get what we paid for it 6 years ago. I mean, we haven't done any upgrades. And
no upgrade at all?
There's no upgrades, it's a very basic suite. I mean, in terms of like, it was There weren't any upgrades at the time it was built.
Okay.
Like, they didn't get upgraded flooring, upgraded cabinetry or anything, so it was a, the builder basics. And other than painting, we haven't upgraded anything yet at this point. We plan to, so for the hopes of being able to sell it at some time down the road,
All right, and you're looking at, you think it's 426,000?
less than that, but certainly no more than that.
It shouldn't be higher, it should be less than mine, because I don't have the obstructed view, or not to the extent, so in my opinion, it should be less than 426. But it's certainly not more than, no.
All right, thank you.
She already, as I said, I don't know.
And I have attached
She had
the letter.
hers actually reduced.
Yeah.
Without coming to the hearing.
Without coming to the hearing.
But you still,
Yeah, yeah, she's important.
Yeah, I've been to hearings. No, I've never been to a hearing. Twice I had to go to the $55 or $50, but was able to settle before actually attending. So this is my first time actually at a hearing as well. But I've challenged, except for once. There was one time where they were really, it was within the ballpark. But
And we certainly encourage owners to come out to our RAP program. That's why we send those those letters, and that's really what we encourage owners to do, is come to the RAP.
she calls it RAP, she calls it RAP program, it's actually called the Residential Review Appointment Program. Or we also call it, I prefer calling it as the preview program, where we present to the homeowners a preview or sneak peek of the upcoming values.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's gonna be an upcoming one in 2022, for 2022, which would be probably October of 2020, I think?
Yeah.
And then one in February 2021.
Well, I'm hoping now that this information's been corrected,
Yes.
that maybe that won't be necessary.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is, lots of I'm pretty sure some of my neighbors had no idea that they've been, like, they haven't challenged because they didn't know.
Sorry, I'd just like to finish this and ask my questions. Kate, you provided in your package 401 300 Waterfront Drive, which has a sale of 370 within the reference period in April of 2018. Well, yeah,
It's just
after that. It's okay, and it is 1,296 square feet, so it is certainly comparable. So this is built to LEED standards using concrete and steel construction. Is your building LEED?
It's not LEED, but it's concrete.
Okay, but it's not LEED.
No.
It's a whole different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think in many of this building.
Yeah. Okay. No,
Superior
that's all my
aspects.
questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving up.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, you're the last one.
Oh, I was just waiting for my number, just in case if there's somebody. I feel special now, so have everyone's attention.
You're gonna get the free puppy.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe I get a Tim Hortons
Waiting
card or
this
something.
long.
Would you like to swear on the Bible or affirm?
I like the firm, please.
Please state your full name.
Jeff Wilson?
And do you affirm the evidence you'd like to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I
Okay, and do you have evidence you'd like to share with us?
do. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. The subject property is a parcel ID of 13-099-06-9965. It is condo number of 989. It has a street address of 1303-311 Hargrave Street. It is in the neighborhood area of 168 Portage Ellis. It is an apartment style built in 2016. It is one floor with a total living area of 822 square feet. 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, central air conditioning, and a balcony or sunroom. The 2020 assessment value is $368,000, which is a total assessment of $447.69 per square foot. Comparable 1 through 4. Range comparable, the subject and comparable 1 to 3 are the same exact. It feature the same size and the same amenities. Comparable 4 is a slightly smaller unit and only contains 1 bathroom. The sale prices range from $462.64 per square foot to $503.21 per square foot. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have any questions, sir?
Again, I was just listening to prior presentations, and just the point of clarification as it relates to parking, storage, and the amenity, how that all ties in. So there was a comment that you made that on the last, parking is not considered in the valuation of these numbers, or?
In calculation of the assessments at this current time.
Okay, so at this current time.
Thank you. Ms. Davidson?
Is this an owner-occupied unit?
Well, that's what I was going to ask the gentleman.
It is a secondary residence. It was, intention is to be a retirement residence in preparation for my retirement. It's currently being leased out at the present moment right now. Because I can't sell it.
What is the monthly lease?
My agreement with my contract right now is $1,500.
Thank you.
I have no question.
I'm assuming you didn't visit the subject property.
No, I didn't. Are you familiar with the building?
I'm familiar of the building on the outside.
This is the glass
Glass
house.
house.
Okay,
Is
Is
glass
this
house.
the one with the balconies hanging off the?
Correct. And it's the glass box just right yes on the
Yep.
corner of Portage Hargrave.
Oh, you know what? I was in those. I was in those suites. Back when I did apartments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was.
So, just curious, these are all the same size, all in the same building. Comp floor is slightly smaller. You have sale prices sitting at $380 to $387, but you've got the subject property at $368.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm just curious what the, like, that's almost 20,000.
With condos in particular, you are looking, when you're doing the valuation, you are looking at overall sales of the entire condo complex. You're gonna have some high sales and you're gonna have some low sales, and we're trying to keep it as fair as we can with the information that we are provided.
Okay. So is it somewhat based on the sale price then in 2017?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, that's all my questions. I'll have Mr. Olison answer my question. If you'd like to give us your presentation, sir.
Sure. So I guess, again, thank you all for allowing me to be present. The reason why I am here, and I am going to preface, I am outside the assessed timeframe of 2018. The information that we are going to be discussing is really 2019 facts, and I'm just hoping for consideration, and actually what I'm actually hoping for is a potential freeze. It is quite evident in the city of Winnipeg that there are challenges with the condo market in its present moment, and it's evident that City of Winnipeg Tax Department is not taking into consideration the severe downtrend in the market that is happening and that has taken hold during some period in 2018. I did move in April of 2017. Again, awestruck with the fact that I had a belief that the city of Winnipeg was actually making a turn when it come down to downtown area development, and finally nice to see that there was residents actually taking hold, which I think would help build our downtown for sure. I am an advocate for downtown development more than I've ever been, but what has transpired, and as to why it's happening, I don't know why it's happening. The trend is picking up speed, and the rates at which the devaluation is happening is moving extremely fast. The reason why I'm here was that in June 1st of this year, Urban Capital, the developer of the condo, who does own approximately 20% of the inventory at 311 Hargrave, decided that they wanted to offer a one-day sale, crash pricing, where they have devalued unit costs to a maximum of $45,000 per unit. They have now also taken parking and devalued it by approximately $27,500. What has happened since my acquisition in 2017, moving through 2018 and to the present, I have seen a devaluation based on the actions of the developer and the current market pricing in 2019 of approximately $72,500 that now has taken hold. My assessment at 368 then was what prompted me to go, okay, wait a minute here, math is not making sense. June 21st, and it is exhibited, and again, I do have included this information for you, just for point of reference. I do apologize that I didn't put it all in tabs. It would be the last page in your package here. So what I have done is, it was a social media page where Urban Capital was offering a one-time sale. Now, unfortunately, those numbers do exist in the market. They would deny that they are no longer offering, but I know there are real estate agents that are selling. There's approximately 30, I know, in their inventory that they're still trying to sell. There's approximately 71 units in Glass House that are trying to sell desperately, and they're not moving. They've been 70 days or greater on the market. Some of them have delisted. In June of 21st of this year, and in your package, I did engage Monica Kessler from Element Realty to do a market assessment and evaluation of my present market. And this was again in response to what Urban Capital has done. I nearly fell off my seat, to be honest with you, when I saw at the end that she was suggesting that the valuation in terms of where she felt the estimate of range, but more importantly that she could see that the value was going to be no higher than $338,000. I had bought the unit at $362,900, which in that number is approximately, I think I've got $45,000 for parking and $3,500 of that number is storage, right? Then there's my base cost. So in my sale cost, yeah, I've got roughly $48,500, of which now those numbers are irrelevant based on how the market and what the developer has done specifically to the market pricing at 311. What I have also included in addition to this is that, interestingly enough, and she did find a listing. It would be the last page of her listing in her report. I think it was second last page, unit 1003, 311 Hargrave, did sell in February of 2017 for $334,000. And that was on Keystone Matrix. Again, feeling desperate, I did decide to list my unit this year. I did include for you a Keystone Matrix over a three-month period, which we did start off at a sale price of $362,200, which was $900 under my purchase price to see what the market could bear. Over that 3-month period, I had 2 inquiries, no offers, and I ended it at $344, still not selling. So what I am asking for is consideration that possibly the assessment that for 2019 tax assessment did record an assessed value of $338,000 for my unit. What I am asking for is a potential freeze to hold at that value in the hopes that the city of Winnipeg could start to get a handle on what is happening with the condo market in general. And there are factors, I guess you could say, as it relates to calculations in comparison to market trending. I know I'd probably be coming back in 2022. The likelihood I could see a complete loss in this, which is kind of been frustrating that we've had our challenges with the developer as it is and some of the agreements that have been signed with the downtown living, but I'm having difficulty explaining to people that I own 822 square foot footprint of downtown that's costing me $4,300 when you've got bungalows out there that have a lot more offer and a lot more amenity. I see a community revitalization levy, which prior to was supposedly called a downtown area development levy, greater than my municipal tax. I still pay for my own garbage. The city doesn't look after my garbage. I don't have anything other than 822 square feet. And I'm seeing that if we continue to go down this path, and he is a resident potential investor in downtown, and the city is not figuring out how this is going to fix itself, we are going to have some challenges, not just us, but the city as well. You know, I would not want this to be a stain on the city of Winnipeg, but 2022 is going to be an interesting year for a lot of condo correction and a condo pricing and how developers, and I mean, I would agree. I would say I bought in high, but I knew what I was buying into. I was hoping at minimum that the valuation would hold. It's not holding. It's like a sinking ship right now, and I don't understand. And again, I have talked to many realtors for a property that was most sought after in 2016, 2017, 2018. We thought, you know, this was it. This was going to be the turnaround for downtown, and especially when I started losing confidence, and I know Urban Capital prior to 2017 tried to get out of the shed district to see if they can reduce the tax structure. But yeah, I was promised $49 maintenance on parking that I paid for. I'm up to $119 a month. My mortgage or taxes, we'll say, and my condo fees are probably the mortgage payment for what a lot of people are. I'm paying $856 combined right now between taxes and condo fees at 311 Hargrave. And it's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, and it's pushing everybody away from downtown. It really is. But that's my fate. I'm here. I moved into lease to try to come to a cost neutral evaluation, or put myself in a cost neutral as much as possible. I'm still investing in downtown, and I don't really even live in the unit yet, so technically it's still costing me an additional $500–600 a month in addition to the, yeah, I'm getting $1,500, but I'm still investing in the hope that there will be a market correction. So I just throwing you at the mercy. Again, I appreciate that we are outside the time period, but the hope would be at minimum I could get a freeze and then give the city some time to figure out how and where the market in general is where we're going to go. That's all I have.
Thank you. Questions?
It's not a question, but a statement. I would recommend keep an eye out for your preview value for the upcoming 2022 assessment. So when the reassessment does come out, do take a look. If you think the value is too high at that moment, you can call in the department, and you don't. At that point, the assessment, because the value at that time is a preview value, it's not official. We could do a further review.
There was unfortunately a lot of things going on in year one. Year two was even more frustrating with the fact that the condo board was trying to develop establish itself, which I lost my focus on a lot of things. I was on the board for a bit there, That board does have a lot of challenges with a lot of the agreements that were signed and a lot of the responsibility that they've assumed being attached to the hotel, being attached to the parkade. And again, struggling with break-ins in the parkade, you know, craziness that's going on downtown. It seems that everything around us is going up, and yet the market valuation, everything is driving down. Like, there is absolutely zero interest now in downtown Winnipeg. Just, it's done. It's unfortunate. I wish it wasn't, but that's kind of where it's going, I guess.
David, some questions?
It's not a question, it's just we've talked a lot of numbers, so what, you wanted to hold the number, what
Yes.
was the number again?
Well, your
You
2000,
wanted that?
yeah, the 2019 tax assessment was based on, I believe, 2019. So my 2019 tax.
Assessment.
Assessment.
And what
Or
was
an
it?
assessment and the invoicing, and I just got my tax.
What's the number?
They based it on 338.
So you're asking for?
I'm just asking for.
338 assessment.
Just a freeze right now until, till I, you know, knowing that I have to have hard conversations with my wife, and if this 344 number or 338 number, or it's going to be less than, you know, again, I know the market trending right now for condos is in that 290. That's where people are comfortable with condos in the city of Winnipeg, the valuation. Anything that's deemed luxury is a, I just wish they would call them condos, because there's, you know, luxury is an interesting statement, but there's been no upgrades, no, it's pretty well standard, and again, quality is debatable for luxury, I guess you can say. But yeah, the hope is to freeze and that, you know, again, come back properly prepared for 2020, because I will be asking for more money back in 2022. Because I think it's just, the value is just gonna grow. The disparity where we are today, 2019, to where things are gonna be in 2020, that number could be larger. And maybe there could be a market correction, you know, but right now, every indication, and you know, you can have sympathizing realtors, but they don't really care, they just want their 2%. And, you know, the question I need to decide is whether do I want to invest in downtown Winnipeg anymore and take my losses, you know, but then you start getting into really character ownership. There's a lot of people that wanted to make downtown that I'm aware of in that building that sold to make that the retirement place, and now they're just feeling desperate and a little bit lost. And I would anticipate there's going to be some more coming out of this.
Well, the 2022 reassessment will be based on 2020 values.
Yeah, well, and right now.
Which will be, what's what we're seeing right now.
And we're seeing that is
Which would be
declining,
reflected in
which
the
is.
2022 reassessment.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, I would just hope that there would be fairness and that we could just kind of, you know, massage it for both, to say that the hit for the city of Winnipeg isn't going to be significant. It's not like if there is a 50, if in fact the trending is going to continue and it's downtrending, right now we're dealing with $30,000. Are we going to be dealing with this value of $70,000? Is the city of Winnipeg going to be able to stomach potentially a $70,000, $80,000 reduction in possibly the last house if this continues?
Well, what it means is when the assessment for one property goes down, then taxes will shift to other properties.
Yeah.
Unless the council reduces its budget overall.
Yeah.
Taxes
Right.
shift based on assessment changes.
Market, unfortunately,
Yeah.
says something different.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
I'm done. Thank you.
I just have a couple. So I'm sorry, you said you had listed this property at one point?
Yes, I did in August of this year.
Okay.
July, sorry. If you look, I did give you the Keystone Matrix. I
okay,
do
that-
apologize for
That's
how
okay.
small it was, but it was August of this year.
And you listed it for how much?
$362, which was $900 under my sale price.
Right, and you got the
No,
offers you said,
no,
Within
correct?
3 months in October, we did list it because we were pushing past greater than the 70-day listing. We were into a 90-day situation.
Right.
And I was already at 344, and I couldn't get a taker at 344.
Okay.
Which is
That's
saying to
tough.
me, it's,
And do you know the Sorry, I think you had stated how much of the building has sold or not sold?
Well, I believe everything has sold. The developer, though, owns a large parcel of those buildings that could be potentially vacant. I know there's probably 20% of that building. I would say, I think in my report, Monica Kessler's report, she has suggested that there is approximately 36 as of June 2019 that were suites owned by the developer. Now, they're all various sizes, but when she did solicit and opened up conversations with the real estate agent representing Urban Capital and trying to get a better handle on this $45,000 reduction in price, which the whole building went crazy for the ownership. The $45,000 number was reflected. Now, a lot of your market comparables, why they differ in cost is because as you go up a floor, Urban Capital would charge you $2,000. So it was $2,000 incrementally as to why the cost differential. But in terms of what is the average cost of this specific suite, yeah, they've moved $45,000 off that number in 2019. So,
sorry, just going back to your last page when it's, so sorry, they actually had a one-day sale?
Inventory.
Well, well, we all read between the lines. They say it's a one-day sale. Those
Yeah.
are lingering numbers that do exist, and if there is a customer that is gonna walk off the street, Urban Capital is going to sell it to them for that. So I laughed at the idea of it being a reference of, and I think that was trying to maybe soften the reaction of owners like myself who invested in 2016 on the hope that this was all good. Everything has just been, since my possession in 2017, I have seen increases that in such a short time frame, you just can't fathom the amount of increase. At some point, obviously now, what we are seeing is going to be this correction and what the blowback is of it. So, yeah, I was just hoping at minimum, and again, I do acknowledge the fact that I am outside the assessment period, but to simplify the conversation was just to freeze and hope that, you know, the new formulated method of assessment, because I do believe the valuation tax assessment, especially when it comes to condos or smaller dwellings, I have issue with it. I think it's a system that is very difficult, and I don't think it's truly representative, and matching dollar for dollar, regardless of your residence, I think it becomes frustrating for a lot. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Us. Thank you for waiting, sir.
Thank
We're just gonna look at our last two properties. Uh, 201-685 St. Anne's. If you want to just read out the roll numbers.
Sure, I actually,
Oh,
Yeah, so read the roll number and just the assessment?
okay, the parcel ID is 08004759500, a street address of 201-685 St. Anne Street, and a 2020 assessment roll of $208,000.
and be it noted that there is no applicant present.
Yes, I did speak to the gentleman on the phone about his assessment, and I was under the impression that I thought he was gonna withdraw it, and I guess he didn't, and I'm surprised, or I'm not surprised he didn't show.
Okay.
Okay.
And just need to locate this last one.
That was 16?
Cumberland Avenue.
Mhm.
Cumberland, yeah.
Aha. Yeah, item 16.
Subject property is 1305-323-9800. It is a street address of P12-411 Cumberland Avenue, and a 2020 assessment roll of $64,000.
And again, there's no appearance by the appellant. Did you have contact with them?
No, I did not.
Okay. Thank you. And this hearing is closed. Thank you.